hello there, fellow Africans. I hope I find you well today. And as you watch today's video, which is about making hair shampoo, it's quite a commonly used product, really, and this is one such product that you can also get into some serious business with. Though, of course, I would like to advise that the best thing to do is when you get into business, uh, say you want to make products like um, the one that we're talking about today, then you need to actually have a set of products, a set of these products that complement each other. Right, okay. So what it means is if you would be making hair shampoo, why not also be in the business of making hair freeze products like hair dye and such others that usually work hand in hand. Now, talking of hair shampoo, in fact, as time progresses, you guys will find that you will actually be able to to come up with your own formulations. That is, once you get to understand how or what purpose each particular chemical serves. Okay, right. So let's talk about surfactants, which is the first product the first ingredient rather that you would need for this particular product. And surfactants are actually for cleansing, they're cleaners. Right, okay, and then usually you would find you need to use either SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, or you might need to use sodium lauryl sulfate. Rather, let me just come back again on that one. It's SLS. Usually, it's just shortened to SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLES, which is sodium laureth sulfate. There's sodium lauryl sulfate and then sodium laureth sulfate, right? So sodium lauryl sulfate is SLS, while sodium laureth sulfate is SLES, SLES. Some call it SLES, right? Okay, so these are cleaners and they also generate foam. Okay, so you would find that when you're talking of cleaning agents, you would certainly need to use uh, one of these two, or maybe you might have some other alternative, but most of the times you would need one of these two. Okay, so um, one of the two would be your first ingredient to use, and then you would also need to use moisturizers. The most common moisturizer is glycerin. Okay, so work with your glycerin, and yet you also got other alternatives. Like for instance, you can actually have Panthenol, which is a vitamin B5 that you would need to use in place of a glycerin if you decide to use that one. Okay, right, then the percentages of the quantities that you need to have there, I have also shared with you there. Okay, right, then preservatives. With most of the products that you make, there are some products where you find that the ingredients that you need to use in there themselves are preservatives, right? While in some cases you actually have to add a preservative so that your product doesn't go bad quickly, right? It lasts for the time that you desire it to, while on the shelf or while stored somewhere for use. Okay. Then number 5 will be your pH adjusters, right? You need to, with the different varying products, you need to have your products with a certain pH range that will that will also ensure that the product quality doesn't get affected, probably because the pH is either too high or the pH is too low, right? So you need to use pH adjusters to make sure that your pH is within the range. And in this particular case, your pH has got to be between 5.5 and 6.5. Okay, and the adjusters that you use, you either use lactic acid or citric acid. In many products, you would use these two for adjusting your pH, either to take it up or to take it down. Okay, right. Then you may also need to probably have your product smelling good with some air fragrance, where you would just choose the fragrance that you need to use. Okay, now with the above ingredients that I've just shared with you, your product will be colorless, right? When your product is done and it can work effectively with everything put in there, and you know, just being the quality that you want. But you may also want to make it look attractive. You know, color actually attracts almost everybody, and it will certainly affect um, the rate at which your uh, product will leave the shelf. Okay, so you might want to have it looking sky blue, you might want to have it looking orange, you might want to have it looking yellow or so. Then you just choose the color that you need. While the fragrance as well, there are variations. Would you like it to smell like lemon, or do you like it to smell like lavender, or whatever? Right? You make a choice from there, and then you with those ingredients, you are done. Right. I've just shared with you the formulation there, right, with all specifics. While at the same time, if there's anything that you feel you need to check to make everything clearer, just post your question on the comments or in the comment section, and you will be assisted on there. Right, okay. Let me also hasten to say, when you're making these products, I would advise, most of the times, usually if you are not too sure, you just use plastic containers, since there are some ingredients that easily corrode, or that would, just misbehave if you